Hey Janak, it's Chris Bailey. It's July 22nd, 2007, and I thought I would just make you a quick video about some of my ideas that I had while mopping the floor today, actually, about our automated file tagging system that we can probably create for our interface. This right here is a piece of artwork that I made in 2000 when I was living in New York. It's a grid format of pieces of paper presented in kind of an interactive little thing here that allows you to kind of switch the blocks of paper. I was looking at it one day and realized that this sort of scenario could be serve as a foundation for an interactive formatting technique that we built our interface around. Another way to look at this is with characters. This is the entire cast of Lost, and I started playing around with that and decided that we could kind of use some of the same concepts, excuse me, for the future of network TV. But for the tagging feature, one of the ideas is that you see this grid right here. We can take this same concept and apply it to the tagging feature in that it's kind of an overlay mesh that fits in and corresponds with the time code. You see, each one of these things here can represent one frame of media, and the first tag would be the time code. And then what we can do is maybe don't look at the whole thing, a whole program, just look at one channel. If you put this overlay grid on top of it, and remember the first notation is the time code, and what we're going to do is it's going to actually be a very simple program that you basically, you can see it as an editor, and what you do is you just put tab marks, boom, boom. And what we're going to do is we're going to create lists, and maybe the list will be highlighted, and then all you do as the editor is just put the tags, boom, 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 boom. Let's say this actor here is Tom Hanks, and the space that he is in the movie is, you'll highlight something and just almost be able to take a marker, an in point and an out point, and just go boom, 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 boom. And you'll be able to mark pretty much every shot that he's in pretty quickly. Now remember, a lot of that information is already input in the Avid during the initial digitizing from a tape or other digital source into the Avid for the editor to start working with. So one of the second things after the time code is that there'll be a box for any relevant information that may be on the existing Avid editor reel. Now that will be really interesting because remember, we need to create an editing tool in the first place, and if the Intention interactive tool already has a lot of that tagging information and capability kind of built into it that the editor inputs from day one, that would probably get us started and put in probably 50% of the tags that we would need before we go on to a source server on all of our information. And after that, what happens is that this grid, you'll just be able to boom, boom, and you'll be able to start to tag it the same way that the editor does it, except what we can do is our tools aren't only accessible to the editor, they're accessible to anybody that touches our media. So what will happen is if we start in the Avid and then it goes into an online suite where they finish it, they can bring up that window and start to tag all that information on using a lot of the original tagged information that the editor used in the Avid. because what we're going to do is we're going to tie it to the time code, and that time code transfers into the Avid. And what we're going to do is maybe we can create a subsequent disk, bingo, that works on our system, and it will take that time code information and create markers in the on a removable disk that you just simply take out. You know, even if that information doesn't translate easily from the Avid into the online suite directly into the server, what we could do is we could create a subsequent step where we run it through a computer running our program, and it will take all that information, a lot of that information with it, and just marry it with the time code. So it will just say, you know, anything that you saw in the Avid, because remember, we want to go straight to the source, straight to the Avid. Boom, any guy who's sitting in the server room, tagging it, getting ready to tag the whole project, he hits one button and instantly all that information from the Avid is right there. We go in an online suite, tag it into a system, boom, all that information is right there, and he can start to add on top of it. Now I realize I'm just kind of free-forming it right now, but I see the vision of how we're going to want to do this in order to secure a patent on this and build this into a licensable piece of technology. We can talk more about this later, but I just wanted you to at least know that I've been thinking about what you said, and I think I have a solution. Have a nice weekend.